We're seeking justice for thousands of Black Canadians who have been excluded from Canada's public service and those who gained entry only to experience economic and psychological hardship as a result of systemic anti-Black racism and Black employee exclusion. For decades, Black public service employees have experienced all forms of racism, both covert and overt. Our members can readily recount instances of name-calling and racial slurs in the workplace, of not being hired or never being promoted, and always being excluded from the basic human rights in the workplace. Black Canadians continue to experience anti-Black hate and anti-Black racism within Canada's public service. Knowing this, the government continues to drag its feet and battle Black Canadians in court. We cannot tolerate this anymore. Enough is enough. Therefore, today, we're announcing, in partnership with Amnesty International Canada, the filing of a complaint to the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. This complaint details systemic anti-Black racism in hiring and promotion within Canada's federal public service, and seeks to have the Special Rapporteur investigate and issue a formal communication that calls on Canada to meet its international obligations under the various UN treaties, conventions, and declarations to which Canada is a party, to establish a plan to increase opportunities for Black Canadian women within the workforce that will include targets, training opportunities, and methods of accountability, and in general to establish a plan to meet specific targets in hiring and promoting Black Canadian workers. And finally, to initiate a study and report on systemic discrimination in labor and employment with a particular and unvarnished focus on the racial stratification of the Canadian public service and the true reality of why this culture exists. With this complaint, we are elevating Canada's past failures and failure to act in the present to an international body. With that complaint, we are reaffirming that the Government of Canada needs to be held accountable, and we are letting our members know that we'll do whatever that needs to be done to ensure their suffering is adequately addressed.